Take a breath with me now. Just a gentle, soft breath in. And let it go. Let your shoulders drop a little. Let your jaw soften. Let your heart be here. You are safe in this moment. Have you ever noticed how often we use the word should like a whip? It's subtle, but sharp. It doesn't scream, but it slices. Every time we say should, we're placing a weight on ourselves that was never meant to be carried. I should be married by now. I should feel happier. I should know what I'm doing. These thoughts don't lift us, they tighten us. They wrap invisible cords around our joy, our freedom, our breath. Should is a word that makes a prisoner of us. It quietly says, you are not enough, you are behind, you are wrong. But I want to gently invite you to notice something. Whose voice is that really? That relentless inner whisper of not enoughness? Did it start with you? Or did you hear it from someone else long ago? You see, when we were little, many of us were surrounded by people who themselves lived in fear and pressure. They said things like, you should do better. You should know better. Because that was the language they had learned. We are all victims of victims. We were taught limitation by those who didn't know they were passing it down. They thought they were helping us grow, but really, they were teaching us how to fear ourselves. So now, as adults, we carry that word into our inner world like a rule book etched on our skin. But what if I told you that you can rewrite that book? What if every time you hear the word should, a little light comes on in your awareness? What if that light simply says, you have a choice now. I have seen thousands of people begin to change their lives just by becoming aware of how often they punish themselves with should. They come to me with aching bodies, broken hearts, illnesses they don't understand. And almost always under the pain is this belief, I should be different. My friend, I want to say to you with all the softness in my heart, you don't need to be different to be lovable. You are lovable right now. Let's take the word should and discard it forever, not with anger, not with more shame, but with curiosity and compassion. When you hear yourself say, I should go to the gym, pause and ask, what do I want to do? What would feel kind? What would be true to me? When you whisper, I should be stronger, gently say back, I am doing my best. We can replace should with could. Could lets you know you have a choice, and choice is freedom. Every time you replace should with could, you open a door instead of closing one. You invite possibility. You become your own friend again. Sometimes we are afraid that if we stop saying should, we will fall apart, that we'll never grow or we'll become lazy. But that's not true. Growth does not come from punishment. Growth comes from safety. Just like a flower blooms when the sun warms the soil, we bloom when we are loved, not when we are shamed. I remember a woman who came to me once with chronic pain in her chest. She said, I keep trying to be better. I keep pushing myself to be perfect, but the pain won't go away. As we talked, we discovered she was telling herself all day long, you should be over this. You should not feel this anymore. And her heart, quite literally, was aching from the weight of her own judgment. We began to change the language. Every time she caught a should, she paused and said, I am willing to release the need to judge myself. And something beautiful happened. She began to heal. Not overnight, not all at once, but gently, like a sunrise. Her breath deepened, her smile softened, her life opened again. You might think, but if I stop pushing myself, who will I become? I want to tell you, you do not need to become anyone else. You are already becoming. Life unfolds. You are not late. You are not wrong. You are not behind. You are right on time in your own sacred unfolding. We are so used to living from a place of inner punishment that gentleness can feel foreign. But it is in gentleness that true transformation happens. Criticism locks us into the very pattern we are trying to change. Understanding and being gentle with ourselves helps us move out of it. So I invite you now, as a sacred practice, to listen to your inner voice throughout the day. Listen gently. When you hear a should, don't fight it. Just notice it. Let it be a bell of awareness. Smile at it. Say, ah, there it is again, the old belief. Then breathe. Choose again. You could say instead, I get to, I choose to, I want to. Can you feel the difference? You are the only thinker in your mind. You get to decide what thoughts live there. And the thoughts you choose become the soil in which your whole life grows. Let it be rich. Let it be kind. Let it be nourishing. I want you to know something that perhaps no one has told you lately. You are doing the best you can, and that is enough. Not perfect, not flawless, just enough. That's what healing sounds like. That's what love feels like. Say this with me now if you're willing. I release the need to be hard on myself. I release the belief that I have to earn love. I choose peace instead. You don't need more pressure. You need more presence. You don't need to push harder. You need to be held softer. And you can begin that right now by the way you speak to yourself. So today, if you hear yourself say, I should have, pause and breathe. Bring your hand to your heart and say, I choose to learn gently. I choose to grow with love. I am safe to be myself today. You are safe, you are loved, and all is well. Life loves you, and so do I. Let me ask you something tender and true. When you say the word should to yourself, how do you feel in your body? Not in your head, in your heart, your shoulders, your breath. Does your chest tighten? Does your breath shorten? Do you feel the soft ache of not being enough again? It's just a word, yes, a simple, ordinary word. But words are not passive. Every word we speak, especially to ourselves, is an affirmation. It's like planting seeds in the garden of our mind. Some seeds grow flowers, others grow thorns. And should, that tiny word, often grows a forest of shame. You are the only thinker in your mind, and what you think again and again becomes your truth, whether or not it's real. That's the part many of us forget. We think our thoughts are facts, but they are only rehearsed beliefs, often learned from others who were afraid or wounded or unsure themselves. If you've ever stood in front of a mirror and heard yourself whisper, you should look better, or you should be thinner, or you should try harder, then you already know what I mean. It hurts. It cuts, and yet we do it every day, not because we are cruel, but because no one ever taught us to speak to ourselves with love. If you want to feel free, start with letting go of should. Just imagine your inner voice as a child, standing there with open arms. Would you look at that child and say, you should be better? Or would you kneel down, smile softly and say, you are trying so hard. I'm proud of you. Let's do this together. Letting go of should is not about being careless. It's about being conscious. We don't grow by shame. We grow by light. The same way a plant doesn't blossom from being scolded, you will not bloom under the weight of pressure. You will bloom when you are safe. Many people ask me, "But Louise, if I don't push myself, how will I change?" And I always smile and say, "Change comes when you are willing, not when you are punished." Willingness is soft, but it moves mountains. Pressure is loud, but it builds walls. You might think, "But the world expects so much of me." And yes, I understand. We live in a society that teaches us to hustle, compare, compete. But that doesn't mean you must treat yourself the same way. The point of power is always in the present moment. You can choose right now to speak to yourself with kindness, not when you have more money, not when you fix your mistakes, not when others approve of you, but here, now, as you are. Try saying this instead. I am willing to treat myself with patience. Feel how different that feels from, I should be better. Can you feel how your body softens? That's healing. That's real. Our bodies listen to our thoughts, not metaphorically, physiologically. Every cell in your body responds to every single thought you think. When you say, I should, your body hears, I failed. When you say, I am doing the best I can, your body hears, I am safe. Safety is the soil of transformation, and your body, your beautiful, miraculous, forgiving body, wants to feel safe, not perfect, not flawless, just held, just understood, just enough. Let me share a little story with you. A man came to me ashamed of his depression. He kept saying, I should be stronger. I should be over this. And yet, the more he shoulded himself, the worse he felt. So I asked him gently, what if your depression isn't your enemy, but your messenger? What if it's saying, I need care, not critique? That question changed everything for him. He began to say, I am open to understanding my pain. That one shift, just one, began a journey of healing. Not quick, not easy, but real. You see, all dis-ease comes from a state of non-forgiveness. And very often, it's not others we need to forgive. It's ourselves. We need to forgive ourselves for not knowing, for being afraid, for trying and falling, for hurting, for surviving. Self-forgiveness begins when we release the word should, because that word keeps us stuck in punishment, and punishment never creates peace. Only love does. Let me remind you, you have the power to choose your thoughts, and you deserve thoughts that make you feel safe, supported, and loved. You deserve to be your own ally. You deserve to come home to yourself. Try this with me now. Close your eyes, place your hand over your heart, and repeat silently or aloud. I choose words that heal me. I release the belief that I am not enough. I welcome peace into my body and my mind. When you start to think, I should, ask gently, what am I afraid will happen if I don't? Often the fear is that we won't be loved, that we'll be left behind, that we'll disappoint someone. But the deeper truth is, you are already lovable. You don't need to earn it. It's okay to rest. It's okay to be where you are. It's okay to grow slowly. It's okay to be human. The next time you look in the mirror, soften your gaze. Speak to yourself like someone who matters. Say, I'm learning. I'm healing. I'm worthy of patience. You don't need to chase a better version of yourself. You need to cherish the you that's here now. That's the only place where love can live. I believe in you, even when you doubt yourself, even when your voice shakes, even when you forget your worth. I will keep holding this truth for you until you can hold it for yourself. You are enough. You are lovable. And you are so deeply, completely worthy of your own compassion. So today and every day, when you hear the whisper of should, pause, take a breath, and ask, what would love say right now? Then say it to yourself again and again until it becomes your truth. So often we go through the day in a quiet battle with ourselves. That voice, so familiar, so practiced, whispers, you should do more. You should be better. You should know by now. And with each should, we tighten, we shrink, we close. But what if you could become your own comfort instead of your critic? What if in this moment you gave yourself permission to be human? Each time you catch a should, replace it with love, not forced positivity, not fake cheer, but love that speaks truth. I choose to rest now. I prefer to listen to my needs. I can take this one step at a time. Say to yourself softly, I let go of should. I trust myself now. Let it echo in your breath. Let it ripple through your body. This is not magic. This is awareness. And awareness is the beginning of all healing. I often say, the only thing we're ever dealing with is a thought. And a thought can be changed. When we release the word should, we are not giving up. We are giving ourselves back. Back to truth. Back to trust. Back to tenderness. Imagine for a moment that the word should is a heavy chain wrapped around your heart. It tightens every time you say it. It doesn't let you breathe. It doesn't let you dance. It doesn't let you rest. But each kind word you speak is like a small golden key. One by one, you are unlocking yourself from the weight that was never yours to carry. You were not born to be bound. You were born to be free. Think of your words as seeds. Should grows weeds, wild, choking, joyless, but I choose grows flowers, soft petals of gentleness, stems of inner strength, leaves of clarity and calm. Your thoughts bloom, and your life blooms with them. You are not stuck, even if it feels like nothing is changing. The moment you speak with love, the energy begins to shift. The soil softens, the sun finds its way through, and beneath it all, your healing begins to sprout. Healing begins with one decision: to speak to yourself like someone you love. Not later, not someday, but now, as you are. You may think, but I've been unkind to myself for so long. And I want to say to you, you can begin again, in this breath, in this sentence. You may feel resistance. That's okay. That's not failure. That's a sign you are touching something deep. Let your resistance be a teacher, not a wall. Instead of pushing it away, say, thank you for trying to protect me. I'm ready to try a new way now. Each time you catch a should, say to yourself, I see you, but I choose peace. Each time you hear that old voice, say, I hear you, but I choose love. You are not your habits. You are not your past. You are not the voice of your old pain. You are the awareness that sees all of it and the light that heals it. Let's practice together. Put your hand over your heart. Close your eyes for a moment. Whisper these words. I choose to believe in my own goodness. I choose to be kind to my thoughts. I choose to let go. And if tears come, let them. That is not weakness. That is release. That is grace. The words you speak to yourself become the home you live in. Build a home that feels like safety. Paint the walls with truth. Sweep the floors with compassion. Light candles of joy in every room. You deserve that. I know it can feel hard. I know some days are heavy. But you are not alone. You are always connected to the great ocean of life. You are never truly lost. Every kind thought you think ripples outward. Every time you choose love over fear, you shift not only your own life, but the lives of those around you. We are all healing together. We are all learning how to come back to ourselves. So take a breath again. Just a small, soft breath. Say with me, I no longer punish myself for being human. I speak to myself with love. I am willing to grow with peace. And in this willingness, life responds. Life always responds to love. Finally, can I remind you of something gentle and powerful? You are not meant to live in regret or pressure. You were never meant to wake up each day and feel like you are already behind. You are meant to wake up and feel your breath, feel your aliveness, feel your enoughness, right here, right now. You are always doing your best with what you know, and that is enough. You may have made mistakes. You may have walked down roads that now feel far from where you wanted to go. But hear me when I say, every step, even the ones that felt off course, brought you here, to this breath, to this moment of remembering. And this moment, right now, is the beginning of everything new. You may think, but what about all the years I lost? All the chances I missed? And I want to say with all the tenderness in my heart, there is no wasted time in the journey of the soul. Even your pauses were part of the rhythm. Even your stillness was sacred. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not too late. You are not too much. You are a soul unfolding at your own divine pace. I have seen people in their 80s awaken to joy for the first time. I have seen people on hospital beds forgive themselves and bloom. I have seen people who thought all was lost begin again. And if they can, so can you. The past is over and done. It has no power over you unless you choose to give it power. Say this gently with me. I forgive myself for not knowing. I bless my path. I begin again, in love. It's easy to get caught in cycles of self-judgment, to rehearse old hurts, to replay old voices. But you are not the voice in your head. You are the one who hears it. You are the awareness, the witness, the light behind the noise you may have forgotten for a while. That's okay. When we know better, we do better. And now you know that you are worthy, that your words matter, that how you speak to yourself creates your life. So go out, not with guilt, not with force, but with compassion. Go out and speak to yourself with love. Make every thought a friend. Make every word a blessing. Look into your own eyes and say, I see you, and I'm not going anywhere. You are safe. You are loved. All is well. Even when things feel messy. Even when you don't have the answers. Even when your heart is still healing. You are not alone in the process. Life walks with you. Grace walks with you. And I walk with you in spirit, holding your hand with words that I hope you remember long after this is over. What would it be like if you trusted yourself more? Not to be perfect, but to be present. Not to know everything, but to stay open. Trusting the process of life is the beginning of peace. You might feel scared to let go of the old patterns. They've been with you for so long, but they are not you. You are not the shame. You are not the voice that says, you're not good enough. You are the breath. You are the love. You are the soul that chose to try again. Repeat after me. I am willing to trust myself. I am willing to be kind. I am willing to live free from guilt. Can you feel how your body relaxes when you say that? That's healing. That's you returning home. Every act of love you give to yourself ripples outward. It touches your children, your friends, the people you don't even know. When you choose love, the world becomes a softer place. And remember this, you don't have to earn love. Love is your birthright. You don't have to deserve peace. Peace is your nature. You don't have to perform for worthiness. You already are worthy. So let's leave the shoulds behind. Let's leave the old stories behind. Let's choose words that soften, beliefs that support, thoughts that hug us when no one else is there. Let's choose love, not tomorrow, not next year. Now, because healing doesn't happen someday. It happens in this breath. You are here. You are enough. You are whole. You are free. Life loves you, and so do I.